Let's begin the broadcast with this breaking news coming in. So, amid the massive showdown in Parliament over the NEET issue and the crackdown on the protesters, Union Minister Amit Shah is meeting Lok Sabha Speaker. So, there's a meeting underway between Home Minister Amit Shah and Lok Sabha Speaker. We'll connect with our reporters to get you more details. So far, the opposition has been adamant on their demand, which is the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. Opposition has made it clear till there is resignation, they won't allow any discussion to take place in the Parliament. We have Pragya joining us on the broadcast, I believe, with more details. Breaking news coming in that Union Home Minister Amit Shah is in a meeting with Lok Sabha Speaker, and this is perhaps to discuss what's next. Opposition has made its strategy very clear. There can only be a discussion on this issue after Dharmendra Pradhan steps down, after he resigns, after the Education Minister submits his resignation. CJP has said the same. And remember, opposition and CJP both reiterated that demand even when the Prime Minister put out a post reaching out to the youth of this country, giving an assurance that fast-track courts will be set up and the matters as far as the paper leak is concerned will be heard in those fast-track courts in a fast-track manner. But the opposition questioned the timing. Opposition said the students are demanding resignation of the Education Minister and the Prime Minister talks about fast-track courts. Intention of the government has been questioned as well by the opposition. All we've witnessed in the Parliament all day today and from the past 3 days, in fact, is only and only adjournments. Let's go across to Pragya. She's getting us more details. Pragya, we're given to understand that the Home Minister is meeting Lok Sabha Speaker at the moment as we speak.
Absolutely, Swati, and in fact, this is most significant meeting of the day. This is a strategy. This is where they will devise a strategy how to run the House and how to get the legislative business passed. Remember, opposition has made it stand very clear that they are not going to come for any discussion unless until Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, Education Minister, resigns. So they are adamant on their stand, and in fact, this is exactly what they have been saying inside and outside the Parliament. Now, the government also knows that they are reluctant to, in fact, speak on the issue of NEET, and they are not going to participate in discussion, and they are going to create ruckus, throughout the session in the House unless because the demands are, Swati, also changing. Now they are saying that Prime Minister should apologize to the student, and then there is debate, and then some of them are also demanding that Prime Minister should go to Jantar Mantar. This is the level of demands that the opposition is making today itself. So, this is a place where now Mr. Amit Shah and also Speaker, they generally meet, during the day as well when the session is when the Parliament is in session. But this particular meeting holds a lot of significance because this is where the strategy will be devised as to how to, get the legislative business passed. There are several important bills, very significant bill, and government also wants people to speak on NEET. So whether they will do it without the opposition, the discussion, or they would want opposition to also, hold their ground for just this week and also come to a table and have this debate next week is yet to be, considered. But it looks like that opposition is not going to
stay
relent.
on with us. Let's also tell our viewers about the assurance that came in from the Prime Minister earlier. A decisive crackdown on the paper leak syndicate in a massive unyielding message to millions of students across the nation. PM Modi has declared an absolute zero tolerance policy against the exam paper leak mafia. The PM has vowed that no one who plays with future of India's youth will be spared. In his message to students, he said that their future is the government's top priority. PM has promised fast-track courts for paper leak cases with swift and strict punishment for those found guilty. Prime Minister Modi has also directed authorities to take all necessary steps and said that no one playing with the future of the youth will be spared. The government's message, zero tolerance against paper leak mafia and justice for students, will be ensured. Now, this comes amid growing anger among students over paper leaks and demands for strict action against those responsible. Now, we're also given to understand that right after that post put out by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this is what the centre is planning, a big move as far as the crackdown is concerned. Sources tell Times Now that the centre is set to direct states and the respective high courts there to establish fast-track courts for paper leak cases. The idea is to ensure that there's day-to-day hearing so that these cases are decided quickly and those responsible face speedy justice. At present, 4 cases are registered under the Act, and sources say the first phase will focus on jurisdictions under the Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi and Madhya Pradesh High Courts. The centre's message is clear. Paper leak cases are to be fast-tracked with quicker trials and faster delivery of justice for students and the aspirants. We have some breaking inputs coming in. Now a reaction from Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who has, of course, backed Prime Minister Modi's fast-track comment and has also hit out at the opposition for continuously disrupting the parliament. She says there is no point of shouting when the minister is willing to answer.
At the level of the Prime Minister, a response has been given. In fact, much before today's announcement of setting up fast-track courts, there are people, ordinary citizens who are in the country who, for their selfish reason, violated and bought and sold papers, leaked papers. They've all been arrested. And today's announcement by the Prime Minister assures the citizens, the mothers and the fathers who are so expecting their children and supporting them to make sure that they pass these examinations because it's their career.
आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि कठोर से कठोर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। जो दोषी हैं ऐसे कारनामों के लिए फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट बनाकर सजा दी जाएगी। हमारा कांग्रेस पार्टी और विपक्ष से अनुरोध है कि विषय का राजनीतिकरण ना करें, भागे मत, चर्चा कीजिए।
Pragya continues to be with us on the broadcast. Pragya, both union ministers saying that the assurance has come in from the very top, from the Prime Minister, that there'll be a fast-track hearing, day-to-day hearing as far as the paper leak cases are concerned. That shows the intention of the government as far as crackdown is concerned.
Swati, in fact, throughout the day, all the senior top ministers of the Modi government, they have come out and said and appealed, in fact, to the opposition that they should not run away from the debate, and instead they should not also they should also come to the parliament and session to discuss this particular NEET issue. They have also appealed to Congress specifically not to politicize the issue, and so did they appeal to Samajwadi Party as well. But having said that, the ministers also putting out the government's perspective and also saying that we have done a lot. Please come to the table. We will tell you what we have done, and all the students should also know what the government is doing, unlike other governments in the past. So, be it Nirmala Sitharaman, be it Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Piyush Goyal for that matter, Prahlad Joshi, Arjun Ram Meghwal, all of them have come out, in fact, and reiterated government stand that we are ready for discussion, we are ready for a constructive debate so that solutions come. And this is exactly what students need. Students do not need Andolan. They need solution. And this is why Mr. Piyush Goyal, when he was speaking to us, he said that bhagi nahi, debate kare. This is the underlying point of the government. And now the government is no more on the defensive, Swati. They are on the offensive right now. They are saying that, you just cannot hold Parliament to ransom. We are ready to give you solution. Please come for the solution. Do not make it an andolan. And neither the students will not help the students.
Pragya, discussion karo seems to be the appeal not just for the opposition but for CJP as well, for students as well. And that's the next breaking news that we are getting. Stay on with us, Pragya. The government has kept the channel open, the communication channel open with CJP. We're given to understand there have been 4 formal proposals in the last 24 hours. So this is a massive outreach as far as the government is concerned to the students, to the protesters. Formal proposals have been sent to protesters and standing invitation has been given to the students for a discussion. Government says, we will be present for discussions. We appeal you to come and discuss. Listen in.
सरकार की ओर से चर्चा के लिए हम हर समय तैयार हैं। सरकार के दरवाजे खुले हैं। This is a standing invitation to all our youth friends. आप किसी समय भी कभी भी चर्चा करना चाहे, आपकी सुविधा अनुसार हम चर्चा के लिए तैयार हैं और धीरे धीरे हम इसी चर्चा के माध्यम से समाधान की ओर बढ़ सकते हैं और समाधान से ही नया रास्ता भी निर्धारित हो सकता है। जितने भी पेपर लीक के जिम्मेवार दोषी लोग पाए जाएंगे उनको फास्ट ट्रैक के माध्यम से फैसला होगा ताकि जल्दी निर्णय हो और एक निर्णायक कार्रवाई भी हो।
Pragya continues to be with us on the broadcast. Pragya, Jitendra Singh says this is an open invitation, a standing invitation to the youth, to the students. If you want to talk, we are willing to talk whenever you're ready. So this is a massive outreach from the government side. Although there has been no mention of Dharmendra Pradhan because that has been a constant demand that he should resign first. That's what the opposition says and CJP says. Government says we'll ensure justice to you through fast track courts.
Well, Swati, government has been softening its stance, and in fact, they have been reaching out to the students. And in fact, there had been a round of consultation and discussion with them. But there has been a condition that has been put out by CJP that they would want to meet and speak to the government at the Dharna Sthal, which looks quite impossible because this is not how government operates, and this is not how you can pressurize the government. Secondly, we were speaking to a few of the senior Congress MPs, Swati. As far as this demand of resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan is concerned, even they believe that any sort of external force cannot be accepted by any prime minister in the country, not even the former Congress prime ministers would have agreed to it. So and this cannot be the case with Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India right now as well. So there is a general understanding in the Congress leaders as well that this demand is illogical and cannot be fulfilled, and that is probably the reason why Rahul Gandhi keep on insisting about the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. And this also speaks a lot about the intuition and also intent of the opposition. So, having said that, government has made it very clear they are open to discussion. Please come a solution on the table.
All right, Pragya, we are talking about an open invitation from the government. We heard Jitendra Singh say that they've invited students to talk. We're given to understand that CJP has refused to talk. That's the big breaking news we are getting at the moment. This is what sources are telling your channel, that CJP has refused to hold talks with the government. So if they do not want to talk, what is going to be the solution? Are the protests going to continue? That's the big question. Let me go back to Pragya, who continues to be with us. The government now says we want to talk to the opposition. Opposition says we want Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, otherwise we don't want a discussion. Now CJP is also responding to that invitation and says that we are not willing to talk to the government. Then how are we to arrive at a solution? Will the protests continue forever?
Well, Swati, it's said that after the political parties have lent support to CJP, and now the demands have started increasing, and it looks like that some of the portion of this particular protest has also been politicized. There's a lot of pressure from various fronts on CJP as well. And the very first day when CJP sat on Dharna, there were a lot of suspicion on who is also instigating them to sit on Dharna. That has always been government stand. Now, government also do not want to accuse them, lest they will be seen as accusing the students. So it's a very precarious situation for the government as well, and that is why government has openly said that we are ready to talk, please come and talk, but not on the condition that you put us, into the middle of. And the fact is that government cannot go to Dharna Sthal. Then CJP said that, have a neutral place. Government was ready for that also. But CJP, at the last moment denied coming onto that neutral place. And that is why the meeting that was scheduled for yesterday could not take place. So, it also means that there is someone else pulling the string at CJP protest site also. And this is the larger suspicion whether they will allow this particular movement to reach any conclusion, or they would just want to spread anarchy. So this is a question on CJP as well as to why they cannot meet government. If they need solution from the government, they have to obviously meet and talk. Otherwise, what is the way forward? Then you will keep on sitting, then you will keep on inciting students, and there will be lathi charge and a lot of, chaos will spread in society.
This is also a way to build pressure. This is also a way to build pressure on the government, because CJP has reiterated that they want Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, nothing less than that. The opposition has said the same thing. So on both the fronts, whether it is Sadak or it's Sansad, the opposition and CJP have said that we want this action to be taken first. So this is also a way to build pressure on the government to agree to the terms that have been set, or the demands that have been made. Na Sansad में चर्चा हो पा रही है और ना ही सड़क पर with CJP.
Situation also, government also knows that, but government has tried its best to reach out to Sonam Wangchuk and also the CJP protesters as well. We are given to understand that Sonam Wangchuk may return to the CJP protest site as well. But having said that, Swati, you are right. Charcha is nowhere, neither in Sadan nor on Sadak. But the only option that the government is left with to tell them that we are ready to bend, but you cannot put any condition. Any government cannot be hold ransom, when they come on the table of negotiation. And this is the stand of government, and this should be stand of government. It is a democratically elected government. You can always, because if even if you take resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan today, what is the guarantee that when another minister comes, the leak will not happen? Because what you need is you need to tighten up the situation and all the system. The NEET policy should need to be revised, and also the system that conducts NEET examination. You need to look at that. This is the solution
Absolutely.
that
But
students want.
at the moment, if you look at the strategy of the opposition says we want reform. Yes, we want you to fix those problems, but at the same time we want you to sack Dharmendra Pradhan as well. So while we can discuss what will be the future, allow our demands to be met, let Dharmendra Pradhan resign or sack him. Stay on with us, Pragya.